I can never tell how dark it is, so I think it's a good darkness. I think it's a good dark. Okay. This little ponytail sticking out the back, if you can see it. Wasn't supposed to be sticking out. Okay. Yes, this is so weird. Okay, so your theme for today is the storm you never saw coming. Doesn't matter, my door's open. Actually, I'm going to shut my door. Sometimes my sister comes home for lunch and I don't want to be interrupted. So, the storm you never saw coming. It was weird because yesterday I wanted to watch The Perfect Storm. It's like one of my favorite movies. I don't really know why, but it's one of my faves. Yeah, I'm going to use my cards. So we're going to figure out what is going on. I hope so far your New Year's kind of going okay, you know? Hope for the best and expect the worst. Like any other fucking year, right? Okay, the storm you never saw coming. Cancer. That seems like a lot. Okay. Poison. Drama queen. Yes. Okay. So, why you never saw this storm coming is it seems like kind of what I can see is somebody's gaslighting you. I did see this reader put this video up today that was like, they're trying to blame everything on you and not realizing that it's all them. And I'm like, I mean, who the fuck doesn't blame something on somebody else? Honestly, I'm so sick of it. It's like nobody can take responsibility for their actions. Like, I've never once watched somebody take responsibility. Like, I've watched myself take responsibility, but I've never actually seen somebody go like, yeah, I did that. Like, I've had to face some serious people in these last fucking few months, and I've had to look them in the eye and be like, what did you do? Nothing. Grown-ass women, like, woo-wee, lying through their teeth, okay? So, we've got this, what you don't see, okay, this storm coming, is it seems like you were being poisoned. Okay, and if you were wondering, yes, that is correct. Now, the thing that we do with poisoning is what you are being poisoned by is an actress, okay, or an actor. You are being poisoned by somebody who was playing a role, okay, and that's it. It's not who they are. They watched a fucking soap opera on TV and went, that's who I'm going to be, and they went ahead and did it, okay? They changed. They went right ahead and changed right in front of your eyes, and you went, whoa. I kind of feel like you kind of got the message too late. Okay? What they did kind of went right by you. And I don't think you saw it because it was such a vile change that you were like, I'm not going to believe that this is happening. There's no fucking way. Like, this is the worst imagination road I've ever gone down thinking about somebody. But unfortunately, it was true, okay? We got the idiot card, and please don't take offense by this card, okay? The idiot card is allowing you to know that you something slipped under your nose and you allowed it because you chose to look the other way, acting like an idiot, okay? And you can take responsibility for acting like an idiot. Anybody can, okay? Simplicity. And we got lover. So this was somebody that now their time is up. Okay, their clock has run out, okay? The show is over. And everything has a schedule to end. Everything. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, you know, I watched so many videos online about like how people nearly escaped death or like how people did die. And I always say to myself, like, man, like, no, like people that I know don't want to die. Like, nobody wants to die. And I'm like, Okay, but what if your life was up? Like, why would you want to just hang around here in poverty, in mistreatment, in lies, in corruption, in bull? Why? I mean, if it's your time to go, why don't you want to walk out the door? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, like, just saying hypothetically. Like, I mean, those are questions I ask myself. Like, Whitney, why are you so scared of death? And I'm like, well, because it's one of those things that is uncontrollable. We can't control how we die unless we choose to take our own life. Right? We can't choose how we die. And then that's when I noticed I wasn't scared of death. I don't have any secrets, right? I don't have baggage. I didn't create anything in this world other than this fucking channel. And I created a lot of fucking great memories in my life. That's all I've created. I haven't created anything that says you have to stay here until this is done. No. So if you are along that lines and you haven't created any bullshit, then I hope those are questions that you ask yourself. Like, why are you afraid to die? If you are afraid to die, right? It's like, what are you going to do? I mean, everybody's got a mission here. If PTSD or if some type of trauma has stopped you in your mission, why have you stopped and not started again, right? What's holding you back? Right? What's lurking below? And it's all about this person. I mean, it's the toxicity that you surround yourself in, right? And if you let something sink so low inside of you and you repress it so much that eventually those memories become your existence. It's never something that you can let go. It's the body, the mind has a crazy way of resurfacing things in exact moments that symbolize or are along the same lines of what that trauma was about, right? It's if it happened under your roof, you're going to have constant problems under your roof. I mean, it's just until you heal, until you allow the demons to sleep, until you allow yourself to be free, right? So this is some type of, somebody's been inflicted, okay? And it seems like you were the last to know about it. But they've sunk so low that the only way that you're going to figure out what this person did is eventually they're just going to trap themselves. And that's what I've always tried to tell my sister. She hung around with a lot of liars and a lot of people that refuse to tell the truth. And I always said, dude, as long as you remember what they said, I mean, eventually they're going to forget. Because if they're lying that much, unless this bitch has a fucking journal or some type of to-do list or knockdown list of every single fucking lie that they've told, they're going to forget. Even though they were so passionate about telling it to begin with, they really stuck with it all through it. They're going to tell all their lies. And they're going to go down different avenues. And then they're going to remember the truth. And then they're going to forget what they said. Right? It's simple mathematics. Like everybody's memory works like that, comes and goes. It's systematic. It's it's almost like repression and regurgitation. You repress something so bad that then you have to throw it up. It's kind of human nature. It's the way that we work, and we solve a lot of our karmic issues before we know we're going to cross the line. And a lot of people say, man, I think that person knew they were going to die because all of a sudden they started making all these moves and then they were done. And it's like people can sense when they're going to go, right? And this person can sense that the show is over, that they can no longer keep acting the way that they are acting. But because it's so close to you and you love this person, but you see that this cycle is giving way, that everything that starts eventually has to end, everything that grows eventually dies, right? It's like you realize how much this person toxified you. And if you actually somehow get away from them, and that space creates the detachment, and then you see, wow, it's hard to see when it's under your roof. It's hard to see when it's right in front of you. That's why a lot of people say they have to exit the equation before they can see what was right there. Because when you're under it and you're living it, that's a lot of pressure. That can be a lot of anxiety. That can be a lot. But you get out of it, you look back on it and you go, wow, some shit happened that shouldn't have. Or this person got away with something they shouldn't have. Or I did something that was fucked up, and I didn't even see it because I was so part of it, right? You can admit when you do things. Why the fuck can't you? I mean, admittance is just the first part of self-growth. right? Is knowing that like you make mistakes and you make the wrong decisions, and it's okay to say that you fucked up. Like, why wouldn't it be? Then you can grow. And that's the thing is like, you know, a lot of times like my stepmom, like she fucked up. Like she did so many things that were fucked up and she could never admit when she was wrong. If she had to admit she was wrong, she fucking stormed out and my dad chased after her. My dad once said I yelled and called her a bitch once, and I think he said it in his own fucking head when she took off, because I never said anything. Like the way I started seeing my father and his wife were so different as I started growing up, that like once I took a step away from her, she saw me again after a couple years. She ended up going and telling my sister she didn't like me. She was like, I don't like what your sister's turned into. It really creeps me out the way she is. I had long dreadlocks at the time. I was like just entering self-awareness at the age of fucking 29, 28, 27 years old. And I was entering my new self, and she didn't like it because I was questioning everything she did. And that made her very uncomfortable. Why? Because then she lost control. She lost control of me. And I didn't see her after that. Anytime I had to confront her about anything, she ran behind my father and she hid like a little bitch, and then my dad attacked me. Like, this is going to be that toxicity that's looking right in front of you, that's saying that they're your mother, saying that they love you, while they're fucking yelling at you, while they're calling you nothing, while they're going behind your back and talking shit. That ain't love. This person who's changed, their time is up. I hope it resonates, Cancer. Trials and tribulations on Moonshine's Tarot.